Alright, hey guys. Welcome to another episode of Game versus Game. This week I'm going to pit against each other the Game Boy Color and the Game Boy Advance SP. Now there are going to be three categories: backwards compatibility, how's it doing today, and where's it still playing today? And the final bonus round, if it's a tie, will be how do each system work and play as. Alright, so now that I said that, we're about to go now. Alright, so Game Boy Color, how's it doing in today's market? The lowest Game Boy Color I've seen on eBay and Amazon was, well, not Amazon, because I don't think they sell it anymore, but on eBay was like $40, $50, and the cheapest Game Boy Advance SP is $30, $20, because there was a lot of them and people bought a lot of them. So yeah, but the most expensive one I've seen on Game Boy Advance is around $200, $100, while the highest one on Game Boy Color, mint condition, is $2,000. I gotta admit, that's pretty good doing in today in the economy, and a lot of people are starting to collect this stuff because it's gonna be really good money in the future. So if you have a Game Boy Color and you still have it and it's pretty good condition, congratulations, you're smart. Alright, so this round's going to go to Game Boy Color. Now we're going to technology, or what it has. The Game Boy Advance SP, sorry, having a little trouble there, has a backlit screen, which compared to the Game Boy Color, which doesn't have one, because back then they were really trying to get people to go different places and play the Game Boys out, so you had to like hold it up to the sunlight. I had to get that worm light to use it. So yeah, so there's that. And also Game Boy Advance SP, I'm saying that for we won't get confused with the original Game Boy Advance, but this one has a rechargeable battery. And kind of comparing that to the Game Boy Colors, which runs on two AA batteries, is not looking really good, but I will give it this: if you put rechargeable batteries, they will possibly last longer. Mine has. I haven't recharged it only like once or twice since I put rechargeable batteries in there. But since the Game Boy Advance SP has a backlit screen versus the Game Boy Color's not backlit screen, I'm gonna have to give this round to Game Boy Advance. But there are ways to get a backlit screen for Game Boy Color. I'm not going to go into it because I'm not going to ruin this Game Boy Color. Alright, and third round is how's it keeping alive in today. Alright, so Game Boy Color, if you guys don't know, Nintendo has a virtual console which lets you play old games, and there are some Game Boy Color or Game Boy games that you can still play on the 3DS and Wii U. But Nintendo also announced that they are bringing a Game Boy Advance game on the Wii U, and hopefully the 3DS, because that would be really cool. And well, but since it's not out yet, I'm going to have to give this round to Game Boy Color. Alright, so now that I think we all know who the real winner is, it's time to see how good they do on backwards compatibility. Game Boy Advance SP plays Game Boy Advance games, Game Boy Color games, and original Game Boy games, which can play all three games from the Game Boy line, while Game Boy Color can only play Game Boy Color games and Game Boy original games. So if you're gonna look for backwards compatibility with all Game Boy lines, I'd go with that Game Boy Advance SP. But if you just want to play the original games, not the Game Boy Advance games, I go with Game Boy Color, or you can go with Game Boy Advance SP. So who really won this battle? I'm gonna let you guys decide that in the comments, but for me, I'm gonna have to go with Game Boy Advance SP. Why? Because it has the backlit screen, the backwards compatibility, and plus it's really cheap to buy on eBay, so there's that. Alright, I really hope you guys like this episode of Game vs. Game. Remember, these videos comes out every week, so remember to like, subscribe, and share these videos among your friends. And also remember to come back Tuesday for a Tuesday review. But also tell me in the comments what you want me to review for that, because I am starting to run out of ideas for you guys. For those who watch my videos. Alright, so other than that, I will see you guys next time. Remember to stay cool, calm, and keep playing video games.